This is the plaintiff, Barbara Breland Rowe. She says her former tenant, the defendant, caused water damage in the apartment she rented to him, trying to cover up the buckling wood floors with a couch. And she's owed money to make the necessary repairs, so she's here seeking the $2,618 in floor and other damages she needs to repair before she can re-rent it. This is the defendant, Ikamafulu Nweke. He says he complained about loose floorboards in the apartment, and when they came to take a look, the flooring guy said the wood was installed wrong. The plaintiff is trying to charge him for things which aren't his responsibility. He's not gonna pay her all this money she's suing for, on top of the money she kept from his security, and looks forward to presenting his case to the judge today. He's accused of flooring a landlord.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says her former tenant caused water damage and tried to cover it up. But the defendant says the wood floor was installed incorrectly. It's the case of you messed with my wood.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Breland Rowe, you are suing your former tenant, Mr. Nweke,
Yes.
for $2,618 in damages that you say he did to the apartment, correct?
Yes,
All right,
Your Honor.
what happened?
Well,
He lived there for how many years?
he was a good tenant. He lived there for 3 years,
So when did you first notice the damages?
a little before he left.
And what did you notice?
We came there to do some renovations, put a fan in, and do some other things, and we seen that the floorboards was loose. It was sliding. It's coming up. I noticed that the floorboard had came up.
Okay.
Okay,
Go
so
back before, in front of the microphone. So it was,
sorry.
it was lifted.
Lifted up.
Okay, so
Two
what
of
did you
them, so I
do to
asked him
repair
about
it? Oh, you asked him about it. Go ahead.
I asked him about it. He said he didn't know. So we began to make some other renovations in the apartment because we were looking for a roommate for him or whatever. We was doing some upgrading. Okay, so I noticed that he had asked for a resealing of his tub because the former roommate put a mat down and took the ceiling up off the tub.
Do you mean the paint on the
paint
tub?
on the tub.
It's not
Yes, it was
ceiling,
paint.
it's
Yeah,
the
it was
paint.
Okay, the paint on the tub.
I got it.
And we just went over there to put new cabinets in the bathroom, put a fan up, and to paint, to freshen up. And I asked them about what happened here. So it was like, that's how it was. That's how the man left. The man had been working for us, contractor for like 16 years, and he doesn't leave a job like that, else he wouldn't get paid. So I told him, okay, really? I said, he don't leave job. He said, no, that's how it was.
So do you have a receipt to prove that the tub
I have receipts proving that he did the tub.
That he did? Okay, can I see that receipt?
Okay.
Okay, is this after he left? When did you leave, sir?
After he left.
I left on July 31st.
Okay, so this is after he left.
Yes.
My question to you
Yes.
is, do you have proof that you paid the guy to do it? I think what you're saying is that months before that, you paid the guy to do it, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, when before that, before he left, did you
About
pay
3 months. He did that. and he
Okay,
did
so
one
that would
thing.
put us in May. Do you have a receipt for May of 2019 that proves that the guy did the tub?
I do, but I didn't. I neglected to bring that.
Okay, because that's the one you would need to show that somehow
Okay.
in 3 months, and even that might not show it because I don't know what the guy as a tenant showering there, what it would show is that this guy shouldn't charge you a second time. If the thing didn't last 3 stinking months, that's what it would show. But okay, so what are the damages that you saw besides the tub? Because this is only $125 of it. It's the living room floors are the bulk of it. It's $2,300.
The living room floors really the bulk of it.
So do you have pictures of that?
He took pictures on the phone. He took pictures, right?
Who's
And
he?
my husband took pictures.
Okay.
And some of it, I'm sorry, it was too dark. It didn't come out.
Okay,
you know?
I'm not mad.
So
I just,
this is what it is. The floor came out dark. The floor is light.
This is like some zoomed in. I presume it's a wood floor with planks, right?
Yeah.
I know because you gave me pictures of the floor. All right, let's look at the pictures you sent me. Okay, so this is what we're talking about, right?
Yes.
And I'm looking at in your pictures. I do see that this is raised here. What's
Yes.
that about?
So the panels on the floor were not locked in.
This is when.
This was after the plaintiff and her husband came to do like an inspection before they did the renovation.
Okay.
And they noticed the floor.
So they brought the contractor up, and
They
what
brought
happened?
He went to the floor and was moving it, and he said, "Oh, whoever installed this floor installed the panels incorrectly because they're supposed to lock."
Okay, do you remember that
Who said that?
conversation? Which contractor said that? Do you know?
I do not remember the contractor's name, but That was the conversation that he had.
In front of him?
In front of him, yes.
Okay, do you remember that conversation, sir?
We was talking, but what it was, my daughter's husband is a contractor that did the floors.
Did that other contractor who you have there tell you this was put in incorrectly?
No.
All right. What exactly? Do you have something from a flooring person who's not your son-in-law who says what's wrong with this floor?
We tried to get something from Empire was the one. That's why we called Empire to do the floors, and they assessed it and said that it was water damage right away. As soon as they came here, they said,
can you prove what you're saying?
That's what they told me.
No, that's called hearsay in court. Do you have something from Empire to prove what you're saying?
I asked for something several times from Empire to try to get it, but they wouldn't.
Your answer doesn't make me mad so long as my ruling doesn't make you mad. Do you understand? You're coming to court and you decide when to come to court. You're the one who has to march to the courthouse and file a case.
That's true.
And so when you do that, you should wait to do that until you've got all your ducks in a row. But certainly by the time that you're going to go to trial, you need to have with you the proof of the things you're saying. You can't just come to court and say, someone told me it was a tenant's fault. You can't win that way. You have to have the evidence that there was something wrong. First of all, even if you did have something from Empire that said it was water damage, how does that prove he did it? What did he do? What is your theory on what he did wrong that would cause him to have to pay for the renovations for your place?
Your Honor, I tried to get it from Empire. They didn't want to get into it.
What?
When they came in, they said to us, I see the reason why is the floorboards are weak. They're soggy. It's because he put a little air conditioner for a window inside a big
Oh, now
air
Empire didn't
duct.
say it's water damage. Empire said it's the tenant's fault because he put an AC by the window? Or
It's
you
right
guys
there.
are saying it's the tenant's fault because he put an AC in the window?
No, I didn't tell them that. That's why I could have had the other.
So that's amazing. You have this great evidence from the guy at Empire, but you don't get it in writing so that I can...
They wouldn't do it for us.
And then you do not have this evidence. Do you realize that, right? I can't just take your word for it that somebody said that. Now let's talk about the AC. Let's zoom in and see what we're talking about here. So there is a hole in the wall, right?
Yes.
For an AC.
Yes.
And is this your AC that you brought?
Yes,
Okay.
it was my AC that I brought into the apartment unit.
Okay. What is this right here that's all around this foam?
So it came with the air conditioner where I can expand
and then
it.
it's like an accordion kind of thing
Yes.
that you stretch out. This is
Yes.
done all the time. It's not necessarily... Did you ever see that leaking?
He didn't have it there. This was in April when I talked to him about it, and he didn't have anything there. And
Did you take a picture of that?
It was open.
It was. This is the picture here. It was open.
Wait,
and
do you
can
have a
see
different
it.
picture than what I'm looking at?
Yes.
May I see the other picture?
He didn't have anything in there.
Do you have a picture of him not having anything
Yes.
around the AC? That's what
This
I
is a
want to
picture
see.
that my husband took from a distance. He didn't do this until August, so he was getting ready to leave. He put something.
Okay.
Your Honor, when I bought the air conditioner comes with it. In the box, it comes with the expander. All
Right.
air conditioners come with an expander for a
Okay.
window.
He didn't-
Are you
wasn't
saying
in
that
there.
this picture doesn't show the expander?
He didn't have any expander.
Okay, but then how's the thing suspended? How is it in?
It was just in there, and it was room all the way around.
And then so you could see the outdoors?
That's right. And I told them, why don't you get expander? I said, I have a new air conditioner downstairs, or you can I buy the pieces if you don't want to. He told me no. I said, the moisture's coming
Did
in.
that conversation
That
happen?
never
That happened
Your
in
Honor.
April.
It never
because
happened.
we were doing renovations. We were doing renovations in the
Do you have
apartment.
any proof of any of the stuff that you're saying? Any of it? Do you have any proof of any of the stuff that you're saying? Because in this
is the picture
picture
here.
that you tell me shows he had nothing there,
He had nothing there.
I don't see that in this
He had
picture.
nothing there, Your Honor. I'm telling
You could say that 1,000 times. It doesn't make it so. What looks to be around it is the same thing that's around
did-
it.
I asked him.
What's this picture? There's something different in this picture than this one. Was foam put in there or something?
No. That's the same
Maybe it's
one.
just the lighting. I don't know. It's a little hard to tell. Is this picture taken after he leaves?
This picture was taken the week before he left. That's when he put the size in. He had nothing there.
What am I looking at? What is this
Probably
between
open area.
here and here? This
the
right
top.
here
Open
is
area
what?
at the top.
That's
Open
what I'm
area is
asking
the
about.
Open area.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what's weird.
Yeah.
Why is that open?
Because
thing
the AC didn't fit all the way in as far as like covering, but it didn't. I expanded it out, so it didn't. That was the only place that was left open.
Right,
on top.
that's supposed to be filled out. You're supposed to put something there.
Yeah.
Do you have any proof that the wood around the air conditioner is warped? Because the only thing you showed me was one close-up picture of a plank of wood magnified 10 times, and then I also see his pictures. Okay, this is a pretty good picture right here, because this picture shows the wood not connected.
Yep, that was where the sliding kept happening, and that was where the gentleman came in and said that was where he said whoever installed it incorrectly because it's not supposed to slide. When you put it in, when you lock it in, once you slide it in, if it's
Was
on the
there
right
ever a
pin-
leak from this air conditioner?
Never.
When they saw the floor, did they say, "What did you do to our floors"?
No, they said what happened.
Did you have a security deposit?
I did.
How much?
$12.25.
Did you get it back?
No, I did not.
Did you ask for it back?
I did ask for it back.
What reasoning did you get for not getting it
So
back?
the reasonings that I got was they said
This panel here, this does look like water damage.
that's the sliding.
It is
That's the
water
sliding
damage.
of it.
It is.
It might
It is
be,
water
I don't know.
damage.
Yeah, but how do I know where the water came from?
It has water damage.
Yes,
Because
maybe it does. And how do I know where the water came from? How is it his responsibility if you have moisture in
He
the
didn't have
apartment?
any
How is
sign.
it his responsibility if the paint flakes on a tub? What could he do besides take a shower in the shower? What's he doing that causes
when
it?
I went in there, when I went in there, Your Honor, to do the bathroom cabinets, to re-put the cabinets in, I found a bristle brush, a yellow bristle brush.
So
on
he
the
took
tub.
the yellow bristle brush and went like this to the bottom
I'm
of the
thinking maybe
tub
he washed it.
so
I
that
think-
it would lift. Do you
I'm
have
thinking maybe
pictures
he
of the
washed
tub?
it.
Do you have pictures of the tub that needs
He took
resealing?
pictures and they didn't come out.
Oh, that too you don't have. What did you bring?
So if paint starts to flake in and around the tub, is the tenant ever responsible for that?
I would say yes if they let the moisture level get too high in the bathroom. Maybe they don't leave the fan on when they're taking hot showers.
Can a tub flake from moisture?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure. I'm not like raise a wall for like a long enough time. I think it could.
Really? And that would be the tenant's fault? The porcelain on a tub?
We have to clean up after yourself.
Maybe the
point
tub
of
wasn't
renting.
built right. Maybe there was a problem with the tub in the first place.
That's very possible. Going inside the courtroom.
You know what? This
that's how you
man
go.
has a security deposit that
Not
you
right.
kept. Did you ever send a
not like
letter
that.
within the first 14 days of keeping
Can I
the
say something to
security
you?
deposit
Yes.
to tell him that you were keeping it?
He didn't.
Did you
wait.
send a letter?
Yes. He didn't
Let
want
me
me to
see the
send a
letter.
letter.
Let me see the letter you sent. Okay. So now here's what we got. We got you keeping $1,200. And did you account for that at all in your math or no? For what you're suing for? Did you deduct the $1,200 that you kept or no?
Did I deduct the $1,200
From the damages? Or you did not? Why didn't you?
I don't know at this point, right? I'm just
Okay.
trying to wait till we come to court and see what's going to happen.
Well, you were in court.
I know. Okay, I'm in court. I bought what I had.
No, I'm just asking you. I'm asking
I don't
you
know.
the $1,200. What did you do with his security deposit? You kept it for damages.
I left
Yeah,
it for
because of
damages. For the
damages.
damages to use it to.
Right, but you've come into court to sue him for all of the damages anyway. You didn't do the math of the damages and then subtract the
Okay,
1,200.
material. I mean, really, we were just thinking. Even though we put down the other things, we just was thinking about the floor. Really.
That was the main.
Here's
That
the
was
thing.
the main
The
issue.
best thing you've been able to prove in this
Because-
court, the best thing you've been able to prove in this court is that let's assume that you've proven 100% that there's water damage on the floor. That's fine. How are you proving that the water damage is his fault? When the only plank that you are able to show me appears to me to have water damage is that one that's up there that's not near the air conditioning. You are assuming that air conditioner leaked. You have no evidence of that. So how is it that he's going to have to pay for your new flooring? Yes, sir.
So,
I had the
Your Honor,
contractor come
on top
in
of
and
on top of the flooring that they also
When they-
mentioned.
Hold on, ma'am, please.
On top of the flooring that they also mentioned, yes, I did hang up things in the apartment, my TV and
Well, they would
my back-
certainly be able to keep for that.
Yes, and so that was fine. But then on the 26th of July, I came out one morning to make breakfast before I went to work, and my burners didn't cut on. And I got back from work because I'm rushing out of work. I was like, I don't have time
What
to
do
talk
you do
about
for a living?
Currently I'm an assistant principal.
Okay.
So I'm rushing out for work. I came back from work that day and I sent Mr. Rowe a text message and said, hey, my burner wasn't working this morning. I don't know why it's acting really weird. He said, okay. He came upstairs to check it out. This was all on the 26th. I moved out on the 31st. Originally, I wasn't going to move out on the 31st because I couldn't find a place. And so I reached out to them and said, hey, it's really, I'm finding difficulty right now to find an apartment. Do you mind if I stay an extra week or an extra 2 weeks? And he said, that's fine. You'll just pay an extra $400. So I still was under the intention that I was going to be there. So when I reached out to him and told him that the burners weren't working, he came upstairs, he checked it out, he said, "Oh, I'm really sorry that this is happening to you. I'll get it checked out." That was the end of the conversation.
And now they want to
And
charge
now
you
they're charging me for it.
$163
Yes.
for, well, what they say is stove cleaning. Did you leave the stove dirty?
No, I cleaned it.
Yes.
Okay, do you have pictures of a dirty stove?
I cleaned it.
Okay, we're done. Okay? You don't have a single piece of evidence that you need to come in here. You can't charge him $163 for a stove cleaning if you can't show me that it needed it. You can't charge him to reseal the tub when you have no pictures of the tub. And why on earth would the tenant ever pay for that unless you can prove he damaged it? You cannot, the plastering and the painting of the holes in the wall, I'm with you. The replacement of the living room floors, the best you can do is show that one plank in that picture looks like it might have some moisture damage underneath. Replace the plank. If that floor was put in by your son-in-law a couple years, replace that plank. That's what you do. You don't get $2,300 for all new floors off of the assistant principal who was a good tenant that you liked so much that you let him stay there even when he was roommateless. I mean, are you surprised by the lawsuit? Because you like them.
I did.
You got along with them. Were you stunned?
I still love them. And it was just, for me, it was just really, I was really shocked because, you know, when they told me that I wouldn't be getting it back, I was shocked. And I told them, originally I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fight it. You know, but this is the second time
But then you
since I've
got a
lived in New York
lawsuit
City.
on top. Well, that happens in New York City all the time.
It's the second time for me, and I'm not from New York City, so it was
So
like,
you're just gonna you just think that's the way it goes with you, that everyone keeps your security deposit? That's how it goes?
No, so my friend, she's a lawyer. She was like, no, if you continue with this behavior, this will happen to you forever. Like, you actually have a case, like, you need to go.
On your lawsuit against him, 0. Okay?
This is what we get.
Well, the plaintiffs simply did not have the evidence they needed to support. You're frustrated, aren't you?
I'm frustrated because we really loved him, and every time his roommate couldn't stay with him 3 times, we let him stay there for half price. The apartment was $2,400.
Yeah.
We let him stay there for the money and helped him get tenants. So we really liked him and loved him and respected him. Okay, and he did not. The picture didn't come out right or whatever.
Yeah.
He had an air conditioner there with nothing around it, and I asked him about that.
Well, you didn't have the evidence you needed. So
It
you
is
don't
what
get
it is.
anything, but you still have his security deposit. So I guess you're keeping
That's
that.
security deposit. If he got to get his security deposit back, he'd get his security deposit back. That's not a problem.
She didn't order that. She didn't order it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Mr. Nowacki, they do have your security. I don't think you're going to get that back. You didn't countersue for it.
I am going to get it back because I'm going to go file for that.
You are?
Yes, I absolutely.
Okay.
I absolutely.
All right.
We can do it without court, or we can go back to court. It's up to them.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Harvey?
Doug, it's real simple. Just because an apartment gets damaged doesn't automatically mean the tenant has to pay, only if it's the tenant's fault.